All right, so we're going to talk about no one to change but self. So many people, when they start understanding law of assumption and how powerful they are, especially when it comes to manifesting a specific person, they really get in the trap in the beginning of coming from that desperate self-concept, that rejected self-concept, and they're just trying to affirm a story in their mind so that they can see change in their 3D. And I'm going to talk to you about why it's really about no one else to change but you. Hey everyone, it's Kim Velez, Conscious Life and Success Coach, and I'm really excited to be here with you today. So before we dive in, if you feel like you need additional support, I certainly have a million different ways to work with me. I have one-on-one coaching, email coaching. I have my group Zoom video coaching that we do twice a month. I also have a paid Facebook group where I jump in twice a week, every single week, answer your questions live, as well as just, do a training with you every week. And of course, I have self-guided studies. I have how to manifest your SP back and keep them for good, as well as you are the prize, all about you and your self-concept when it comes to relationships and love. Okay, so let's talk about this. Let's look at no one to change but self. So listen, you're going to manifest whatever you focus on will come in for the most part, okay? So it's not that it's wrong to manifest from a desperate self-concept or a self-concept that feels really needy or rejected, because hello, I've done it. A lot of people have done it, right? You can do it. This video is not about saying that. What I want to emphasize though is really starting to understand why it's more about you changing your perspective of who you are, what's happening, and the version of people you want to experience in your life. And this is why it isn't about just trying to get movement fast in your 3D. A lot of you will disagree with me right now because you're probably in that state where you need it to hurry up and manifest in so you feel better. If that's you, then you definitely want to listen to this. Maybe you're not ready to hear it, I'm not sure. But it's really more about, it isn't that you're affirming so that this person can change. What you're doing, since there's no one to change but self, since your consciousness creates your reality, since you are part of the universe is flowing right the fuck through you, it's about understanding when you connect to that source, that powerful source that we all are privy to. No one to change but self. Your inner story of you, this person, or whatever it is in your reality that you want to experience, whether it's money, a new job, a whole new fucking life, it doesn't matter. There is no one to change but you. So many people just want to say these affirmations so that this person changes so they feel better, but it's not about needing the 3D to change your perspective. It's you change your perspective internally, which is your 4D, and you persist in that, and the 3D will catch up. Affirmations are not a technique. I see this posted sometimes in my Facebook group, and it drives me nuts because it's not a technique. And there's nothing wrong with techniques. Techniques are great. There's lots of different things to use for techniques in life that work, but it is not the solution. You are your solution. So the techniques will help you, i.e. visualizing or, journaling, whatever the technique is. I mean, law of attraction has a million fucking techniques, okay? You don't need those to manifest. All you need to do is change the story in your mind, and you persist in that story. Some things are easier to accept and believe than others. So again, everyone is individual, everyone is unique in what their natural assumptions are, what aren't their natural assumptions, and what may be hard for them, easy for them, how much you're focusing your mind on what you want. Everyone is different. So this is why you shouldn't be asking people, what were your affirmations? Because their affirmations might not be the best ones for you. I see people's affirmations all the time, and I'm like, I would never say that to myself, not because the affirmation's wrong, because I don't talk like that to myself. They use words that I don't use like naturally, so then it's like this forced thought that it's hard to remember, and you're trying to say it and you're just not connected to it because it's not naturally how you think and speak to yourself. So affirmations are not a technique. You are your answer. You are the solution. If you do not like what is going on outside of you, then you go within. There is no one to change but self. Change your story. Change your perspective. See, this is why I preach about self-concept, because it's the most fucking powerful one, so you can sustain your manifestations. I'm not here for a quick fix. I'm here to fucking get results and keep the fucking results in my life, okay? That's what we all want at the end of the day. And this is understanding on a deeper level that you're changing an assumption, and an assumption is not, I just say something 5 times for the most part, and then now it's an assumption, right? So it's just kind of understanding this a little bit deeper. No one to change but self. So it's not about they need to change so that I start believing this, or something outside of me needs to change so that I feel better. It's what do I want? Who am I? Who do I want to be? And what's the version of people I want to experience? And that is the story you persist in. It's training your mind to focus, to create a new perspective. If you don't feel good about you and a self-concept that I have this power, I'm the operant power, this is so feasible, right? With law of assumption, I understand this, right? And persist in that self-concept. And if you don't have a self-concept of, I'm good enough to get what I want, I'm deserving to have what I want, right? I'm worthy to have what I want, then it is hard for you to sustain a new perspective or see your SP in a new version of themselves, because you don't believe that you can actually have that. So how can you see that they would want that relationship with you? You have to understand this, because this all goes together. And this is how you break your own internal patterns. There is no one to change but self. Things cannot conform out on in the 3D until you change your story about it. Again, there's certain things that we can think of and it manifests super quick in. And 90% of the time, those things, there isn't a big priority for. There isn't this need and want and desire for it. There isn't an old programming that says you can't fucking have it, right? So we have to look at that. Every thought you think, is it your old programming? Is it your new story? You get to fucking decide. You have to start paying attention to your mind and really start easing into the whole goal of this isn't to rush what the fuck I want in, because that's going to cause you a lot of anxiety and panic, and you're going to be going through a lot of robotic shit, and you're really going to delay your manifestation that way, and you're not going to feel good in the process. And this is our human life. We have one shot that I'm aware of, and it's like, this is about creating an amazing, dope-ass fucking life where you understand how powerful you are, and it's already done. The 3D is only catching up. And so you want to live your best life as possible while the 3D is conforming to this beautiful new story. So it isn't about, I need all this to change so that I can hurry up and feel good enough or validated or wanted or successful or, whatever it is that you think. That's coming from an old story. That's coming from old programming. This is where people have to really take responsibility as a conscious creator and say, what are these thoughts that I'm focusing on in my mind? Where is this coming from? Because it's usually old programming. My shit that I'm reprogramming, it's from my childhood. That's not from me. It's from things I interpreted or messaging I received as a kid that I kept manifesting over and over as an adult that reinforced it and made it a very strong natural assumption for me that I wasn't even aware of, right? Which is why we manifest fucking patterns when we're not conscious of this shit. So now that I know, it's about reprogramming it. It's about, no, who am I, right? Who am I really? Who are you really? You're not a bad person. You're not fucking, rejected. You're not good enough, right? This is really taking ownership for who the fuck do I want to be? I don't care what happened in the past, in the sense that that does not own me. My mother's fucking tape player, my mother's voice, my mother's message, my mother whatever, her bullshit beliefs, if she programmed any in you, is not who you are, or your father, or the teacher, the shitty teacher you had, or a sibling, or whoever it was in your life that said things to you that were not favorable. You do not have to keep claiming that person as yourself. You get to decide as an adult that, hold up, no, this is who I am today. And I'm gonna reprogram myself thought by thought so that I create my new identity, because there is no one to change but me, and then I can start experiencing a beautiful reality where the versions of people show up, where money's flowing in, where I'm at inner peace, that I have freedom in my life, whatever it is that you want to create for yourself. No one to change but self. It's not, I'm doing this so I can see the change. It's understanding, as I change my internal story, and I connect to this new version of myself and this new version of people in my life and this beautiful new reality, all of this is already in movement. All of this outside of me will continue to mold, shape, shift, conform, whatever the fuck you want to say, and be this reality that matches this. So no one to change but you. If you don't like what's out here, you go to you, not out there. You keep going back to you and refocusing and readjusting your story, and this will catch up. So I hope you found this video helpful. Please like, share, and subscribe if you did, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.